Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Crypto Insider channel. I am the Crypto Insider, back with another cryptocurrency video for you today. Today is April 3rd, 2020, and I haven't made today's donation yet to @GoodXRP, but I'm going to do that. I'll probably do it after the video. I'm just kind of doing things out of sequence today. In any case, we had about 25 subscribers today, or overnight rather. So that's a good number for us. Well, you can't argue with the harp. If it's enough to set off the harp, it's a good number. Uh, so we're going to donate to @GoodXRP. It's a charity aggregator. They'll break down our donation and send it off to their various charities. And if you follow @GoodXRP on Twitter, you will see the confirmation come through probably shortly. Probably before you actually see the video, because I plan to do it right after I'm done recording today. Anyway, I hope everyone is sheltering in place and saving themselves from the transmission and spread of COVID-19, also referred to as the novel coronavirus. Novel meaning new; they haven't seen it before. Before we get into it, let me say that I am not a registered investment advisor, certified financial planner, stockbroker, tax accountant. I am none of these things. I am a guy that's worked in the fintech space for a long, long time, 17 years now, working on 18, hoping that the massive layoffs don't hit us as well. We're doing good so far. In fact, I just got a raise. I mean, we don't really get big raises. It's more of a yearly cost of living adjustment than, oh, you're doing great, here's a raise. Yeah, they don't do that. They have never done that. But in any case, I hope everybody's doing what it takes to make it through this time. If you're in the United States, there are a lot of resources available to you. I know they've expanded unemployment. Right now, everybody's having trouble getting through to their respective unemployment offices. I see people in my family and friends going through it. They're just awash in unemployment claims right now. And I think the traffic is more than they've ever bargained for. So you're dealing with that in the U.S. As well as unemployment. Maybe you're self-employed and you've noticed that you're in a downturn. You're not getting as much business as you used to, and things are slow as they are for everybody. Check out the website SBA.gov. They're offering grants and loan assistance to businesses out there. So I thought I'd throw that out for anybody listening in the U.S. In case you would like to apply for some of that relief. All right, let's get into it with Live Coin Watch here today. Bitcoin dominance steady, 65%. Most cryptos are up over this time yesterday. They're showing a little bit of pullback in the last hour. But Ethereum up 2.84% for the day. Bitcoin up just about everything in the top 10 is up except OKB, which we do not have a position here at the Crypto Insider channel of OKB. Tesos is up 0.38%, 0.42% in the last hour. We have a Tesos story, which we're going to get into. There's a possibility for a rally, at least somebody's saying. So, you know us, we'll cover it here. Monero seeing a 7% gain once you get down in the top 20. Link a little bit of a pullback since yesterday, 0.13%, not much to worry about. We do have a Link position, it's not huge, and we have a stellar position too, actually, which is just about up 1% for the day. If we scroll all the way down and then back up because of the way this crap displays, our HBAR is down 2.28% from yesterday, but it had a really good day the day before, so it's still probably, if we looked at it in Coinalyze, probably still up on the week. Let us go to our price analysis here. It looks like we've gained a little bit in the past 5 minutes since I just refreshed. Still hovering at around 18 cents. With a high over the 24-hour period being 0.187. Now we're at 0.179. So we did lose a little bit, about 0.008 of a cent. Of a cent. Sorry, I don't know. I can't speak today, but mostly sideways. We're still waiting for the various rallies to start. It's going to be interesting to see how they kick off. If it's Bitcoin rising in price, which I'm suspecting it will be. We're into April now. I mean, the month, regardless of the coronavirus or anything else, time is really flying, and we are really approaching the halvening. I expect we're going to see a little bit of run up and maybe some action after that. So if you I hate. I don't give investment advice, so I'm not going to come out and say buy Bitcoin. But I will say, if you have some Bitcoin in a wallet somewhere, do not sell it now unless you absolutely need cash for an emergency or something like that. And an emergency is an emergency, and that's just the way it is in life. But if you can hold on to whatever amount of Bitcoin you have, I would just at least till we see what happens with the halvening. Most of the stories today, the theme is security for everyone. And Ripple's engineers published design for private transactions on the XRP ledger. Now, this was uploaded yesterday and I think updated today. The tagline is: a new proposal specification from Ripple software developers would allow users to send private transactions to one another using the XRP ledger. In a GitHub submission earlier this week, Ripple engineer Nick Bougalis said he and a group of other Ripple developers have designed a new private payment system for the ledger to protect exchange users from malicious third parties. Bougalis, who is responsible for XRP's server software, said a system of blinded tags would make private transactions possible on the ledger. They would present a string of numbers that would be meaningful only for the intended recipient and appear random to everyone else. If blinded tags are in use, an attacker capable of observing every payment transaction will be unable to isolate a pair of transactions that refer to the same unblinded tag. Okay, so if you're not familiar with how the tagging works and why people are always concerned with the tags and losing, using a wrong tag, I'll try to explain it to you using the U.S. Postal Service as an analogy. So, if you're using an exchange is basically an apartment building. And if you send your mail XRP to an apartment building, you have to specify which apartment in that building it goes to. And so when you put apartment number 23, that's the tag. So Coinbase has the same wallet address for all their XRP holders. It's that tag that specifies which one of those holders gets it. Now, if you have something like a ledger or cold storage, you don't need that tag because you own your own house. And so there's different situations where you would and would not use a tag, which is confusing to a lot of people. Depending on the exchange, if you mistag a transaction or you don't put a tag in, you can get your XRP back. I've done that with Coinbase where I used the wrong tag. If you send XRP to Coinbase that's mistagged, it goes into their apartment fund, but they don't know which apartment to deliver that mail to. So they have to do a little bit of accounting and they'll ask you some questions about it. They can only return it to you if that mistag that you use, let's say you transposed a number, if that belongs to someone else at Coinbase, they got your XRP and you're not going to get it back. So be very careful with your transaction sending and tagging. Now, what they're talking about is blinding or obfuscating these apartment numbers or tags and making it harder for attackers to determine where the XRP is, therefore harder to scam. It was not immediately clear if Ripple intends to add blinded tags in the near future or if this is more of an exploratory suggestion. A spokesperson said they were receiving feedback and would review if 80% of trusted validators supported the proposal. And this being a security proposal probably will gain some support. Um, I think it's a good idea. I mean, we've seen a lot of scams with people sending drops of to various addresses with a fake Ripple website or a website that looks very close to the Ripple address. We've seen the fake Ledger Nano app where they ask for the seed words and then gain control of any crypto you have stored in those Ledger wallet addresses. So security is a thing, and I think they're all trying to find solutions to shore it up. Anyways, I didn't mention it, but this article was by Patty Baker. I always like to try to give the credit where credit's due. Um, we're not going to go too much into this one. This is for HBAR, which is a position we hold here at the Crypto Insider channel. The curve deepens digital assets security for Hedera HBAR with MPC technology. Today, Curve, the world's most trusted digital asset security platform, announced that Hedera Hashgraph has selected it as a preferred security technology partner to empower enterprises to build the most secure wallet functionality into applications built on the Hedera public DLT network using Curve's unique multi-party computation technology. Curve will also provide native support for HBAR, the Hedera's network's native cryptocurrency, making it safer, easier, and faster for digital asset exchanges to list and manage HBAR. Curve's new and existing customers will automatically be able to store and transact with HBAR. Today's legacy solutions introduce a single point of failure, private keys, and for suboptimal trade-offs between security, liquidity, and control. Such solutions are simply not adaptable enough for the breadth of digital assets and numerous workflows in the market now. In addition, many legacy wallet solutions do not work well together, a classic interoperability problem. This can impair an institution's ability to do business effectively by limiting the parties with whom they can transact. So it looks like more key work going on between Curve and HBAR. I'm not sure I actually understand what these wallets are going to look like or how they're going to operate or how they are secured. But I'm definitely going to keep my eyes open about it because, if somebody makes an advancement in wallet technology, I think that's going to be interesting to a lot of the other cryptocurrencies too, and they probably will begin adopting new solutions and new things. There, when it talks about security, liquidity, and control, one of the things we're going to find with, especially this goes back to why I don't like how market cap is calculated necessarily, because is a lot of crypto out there. I don't know how much. I don't think anyone does, or even that there's a way to know. There's a lot of crypto out there that is inaccessible. It's sent to a wallet no one has access to anymore. No one has the private keys to anymore. People forgot their keys or their seed words burned down in the house fire along with their ledger, and they're just out of whatever value they had in those addresses. So, yeah, it's still part of the circulating supply, but it's never, ever, ever going to get used. And you can't buy it, you can't trade it, it's done. And so I think that market cap calculations and things of that nature are going to get a little more complex as time goes on, as they say, this this amount of XRP or whatever the crypto is hasn't moved in 10 years, it's unlikely to move, and they start weighting things, and then, oh, it hasn't moved for 20 years, it's going to be assigned even a higher weight, and then 30 years, it's going to be assigned even a higher or less, depending on how the formula works, and say, this is very unlikely to move. Not that it can't, not that somebody can't have passed it down from generation to generation. But I think once a crypto, remember these, as long as there's computing and we're not all dead in internet, and these ledgers will be around for hundreds of years. So, once crypto, an amount of crypto hasn't moved anywhere for 300, 400, 500 years, do you really need to consider that as part of your calculation anymore? Because it's very likely not going anywhere. But crypto is still too new to really assign too much weight to that because, 10 years is not that long. But yeah, at some point it's going to start affecting the way they calculate things, and there are much smarter people than me that are going to determine what to do with that and how it's done. The last story we have is from News BTC on Tezos by Tony Spilotro. Few cryptocurrency assets have had as strong a showing in early 2020 as Tezos, but just as most assets got caught up in last month's record-breaking sell-off, so did the previously skyrocketing altcoin. However, chart patterns across both USD and Bitcoin pairs are showing signs that the asset is ready to take off once again, and could possibly rally to new highs even despite the bearish market sentiment. Tesla's ascending triangle on XTZ USD pair points to coming rally. Tezos is one of the cryptocurrency industry standouts that give the asset class its reputation for making investors filthy rich and then weeks later causing them to go broke. Crypto investors who bought the cryptocurrency on January 1st, 2020 would have earned nearly 200% return on the investment if they later sold the top just ahead of the catastrophic coronavirus-fueled panic sell-off in mid-March. Those who bought a year earlier in the start of 2019 would have over 400% returns to show for their investment. However, coming off highs of around $4, Tesla's rapidly plummeted by over 75%, taking the price of the asset to under $1 on some exchanges. But now they're showing that new bullish pattern. And, Tezos could be on the verge of a breakout, as every cryptocurrency could be on the edge of a breakout. I was looking to see if they actually showed the chart that they were looking at here, but they don't. Um, Tezos is one that we like. We like it for a number of reasons. The main use case, I believe, is institutional smart contracts, commercial smart contracts. Uh, but one of the consumer benefits is, of course, the staking, where you earn more of the coin just for leaving it in a position, and you earn a set amount, kind of like you would earn compounding interest in a uh, a traditional bank account. So it's something that I think customers are going to understand, and it's not going to look as risky as just buying, a bunch of whatever coin and just speculating on it without any added benefits. Um, e- Even if the gains are more than you would make with Tezos, in a moon scenario. It's hard to say. We like Tezos still. We're still holding on. I'm not making any major sells. I might tier my sells and put market orders out there, or limit orders, to sell at predefined points. But I'm not going to be manually just selling out of fear, or trying to get out of the market, because I'm afraid that it's going to tank. At this point, I think it's better, even though we've lost over the past month, like the story indicates, even though that we've lost some value over the past month, it could very easily come back, and it could come back stronger than it left. And one of the reasons for that is that Trump was saying, or not Trump, but somebody in the administration was saying something about having unlimited money, and we covered that in our video yesterday, or having an infinite money supply, and that's really not the case. And to just digitally manipulate the money supply to make more of it to pay things is a it's a causal factor. It's a it's an impetus to start a run of hyperinflation, which nobody wants to see, and prices shoot through the roof because there's just so much money floating out there. Um, so when you look at something like cryptocurrencies that have a burn rate or a halvening that have a very finite supply that can't be manipulated, we can't just make another 100 billion XRP. Um, Cryptocurrency could end up becoming more attractive than fiat in a lot of cases, um, as a means to store, hold, and transfer value. Uh, and that is the sort of philosophical or I don't know how you want to say it, the use case that a lot of people think are coming. We're holding on. We're just interested in crypto altogether, and we're going to moon or go down with the ship. And that's just the way it's going to be here. And we're going to keep making videos that document it all. I'm happy to tell you if it all goes negative and crashes, and happy to tell you if we are, making gains. So there's my music. Happy Friday, everyone. I hope you enjoyed the videos. I'm going to pop up some additional videos for you to click on and continue your crypto insider journey and subscribe. Then I'm going to be off to make my donation to Add Good XRP. Have a good weekend. We will see you soon.